Hello and welcome to another instance of building a career in Golang. Today I will continue um, programming and solving some problems in Golang in this page called exercise. Yesterday I finished all these exercises. I was streaming like 2 hours, maybe less. I don't remember. And okay, we will continue. Let's start with conditional switch. Okay, the switch statement. I remember how to do that. Okay, these are the switch statements with an option value, and here's an example without anything. And if you use it in this way, I always thought it's like you're using an if else. I don't see the difference. This is the correct way for me to use, but okay, if you are capable to do it this way, no problem. Only is kind of weird. So we will read the instructions. In each exercise, we will simulate the first turn of a blackjack game. You will receive 2 cards and will be able to see the face-up cards of the dealer. All cards are represented using a string such as ace, king, 3, 2, etc. The values of each card are ace 11, 2, 2, 3, 4, the same number as they got. Jack is 10, Queen, King is 10, and other are 0. Note, commonly aces can take the value of 1 to 11, but for simplicity, we will assume that they can only take the value of 11. Depending on your 2 cards and the card of the dealer, there is a strategy for the first turn of the game in which you have the following options. Stand S, hit H, split P, and automatically win W. Although not optional yet, you will follow the strategy your friend Alex has been developing, which is as follows. If you have a pair of aces, you must always split them. If you have a blackjack, 2 cards that sum up the value of 21, and the dealer does not have an ace, a face card, or a 10, you automatically win. If the dealer does not have any of those cards, and then you'll have to stand and wait for the reveal of the other card. If your cards sum up to a value within the range of 27 or 20 to 20, you should always stand. If your cards sum up to a value within the range 12 to 16, you should always stand unless the dealer has a 7 or higher, in which case you should always hit. If your cards sum up to 11 or lower, you should always hit. Okay, the first one, calculate the value of any given card. Implement a function to calculate the numerical value of a card. Okay, this one, first card. I will use the switch statement. I need this to return an integer value, so that means switch card case 2 return 2, case 3 return 3, case 4 return 4, case 5 return 5, case 6 return 6, case 7 return 7, case 8 return 8, case 9 return 9. Oh, sorry. Okay, case 10, Jack, Queen, or King, return 10. Case Ace, return 11. Default, return 0. And that's all. Okay, let's test. Okay, the first one is completed, and the second one, why I delete that? Implement the decision logic. Write a function that implements the decision logic as described above. That means my 2 cards and the leader card. Okay. If you have a pair of aces, you must always split them. Okay. I will use the parse card function, or not, maybe not. If card 1 is equal to ace and card 2 is equal to ace, then you return split a p. Else if you have a blackjack, 2 cards that sums the value of 21, value cards card card 1 plus card 2. If value card is equals to 21 and the dealer does not have an ace, a face card, or a blackjack, and card dealer card is not more or equals to 10, more or equal to 10, you have to return stand. Else if value card, I will put the first one. If is less, will you automatically win? But is if the other way, if the parse card which passed from the leader card is more or equals to 10, return, and you will split. No, you will wait. You will wait for the reveal of the call. You will stand. I still standing. Else if your card sum the value of the range of 27 and 20, you should always stand. Else if value card is more or equals to 17 and less or equals to 20, equals to 20, you should always stand. Else if your cards sum the value in the range of 12 and 16, you should always stand. Value card in the range of 12 and 70 or 16, return. I will put Mm. Why am I using the if statement? Sorry, I will replace it. Switch. I forget that this was about this was a case statements um exercise case return w case return split. This one, no, this one is star. Case value. I forget about the last one. Within a range of 70 and 20. Yeah, for simplicity, I will not put an or here because it will be too large, and I prefer that the code is stand you can understand the code without any problem. Value card from 12 to 16. 16 return is you should always stand unless the dealer has a 7 or higher, and the card dealer card is less than 7. Case value card more than 12 and value card is less or equals to 16 and card and the dealer card is more or equals to 7. That means you need to return you can hit if the dealer shows you should always stand unless the dealer has a 7 or higher. Okay, if your cards sum of the 11 or lower, you should always hit. In that case, is a default return page, and it should work, right? Why is it takes so long to run the test? I suppose that I make oh, both works on the first one. That's great. Since to be honest, I didn't expect that worked at my first attempt. Show me more concepts. Okay, and now structs need for speed. Yeah, I like a lot structs in Golang. Define a struct you can create. This reminds me a lot of PHP or at least the models in Laravel. You create a new struct by using the type struct. Okay, I remember that. Shape your functions. You can put a function in a struct in a curious way. Yeah. Now let's go to the exercise instructions. In this exercise, you will be organizing races between various types of remote control cars. Each car has its own speed and battery drain characteristics. Cars start with a full 100%. Sorry, what happened? Cars start with full 100% batteries. Each time you drive the car using the remote control, it covers the car's speeds, it measures and decreases the remaining battery percentage by its battery drain. If a car battery is below its battery drain percentage, you can't drive the car anymore. Each racetrack has its own distance. Cars are tested by checking if they can finish the tracks without running out of battery. What happened? Is something happened in my computer? Please give me a second. And okay, and let's continue. Create a remote controlled car. Define a car struct with the following int type fields. Type car struct, and it contains battery drain, speed, distance. All of those values are an integer value. Battery int, battery drain int, speed int, distance. And now continue with the second one. Create a track. Define another struct type called track. Oh, okay. The new car allows creating a remote control car by defining a function new car that takes the speed of the car and in meters and a battery drain percentage. As if two parameters, both time int and return car instance. Okay, a new car has 100% of the battery, but and zero distance. Car, new car. I was able to car, car, speed, speed, battery, drain equals battery drain. Return. Okay. I need to return car. ¡Ay, carajo! Espera. And I'm back. Sorry. The wind is so fast that something happens in my roof. I thought the roof was gonna fall, but no. We are. I am lucky that nothing wrong happened, so we will return. Sorry, if technical difficulties. It wants to speed rain equals rain battery equals 100 and distance equals 0 and test and let's test. Okay, unexpected error 17 distance missing a comma. I don't know why you need a comma in everything, even if it's the last value you enter. That's weird. Unknown battery drain struct. Drain. Battery drain. Battery drain. Unknown field. Battery. Battery drain. At 15. Battery drain. Battery with 2R. Well, that was a typing mistake. On the find track. Yeah, I know. I will define the track. The struct track type track struct and the only value that it got is only distance with field distance type integer. Okay, distance int, and I think it will work now. The racetrack. What's the problem? New track distance. New track. Create a racetrack. What's the problem? Sorry, I'm kinda panicked because you know that happened. I still listening the rocks, the tiny rocks that falls from the roof. Return car. Return car. Battery drain, battery distance. And what's the problem is run, pass, fail, track, create a new track. Please implement the new track function. Okay. The new track function. That's the second one too. Okay. So that means that the first one works. And return track and distance equals distance, and with that it will work the second one. The second task fail at the line 27, 29 distance. I forget the comma. Why the hell I need to put a comma at the last value? I don't know. That don't make sense, but you know, sometimes only don't make sense, and that's okay. Implement the drive function, drive the car. Implement the drive function that updates the number of meters driving based on the car's speed and reduce the battery according for the battery drainage. If there is not enough battery to drive one more time, the car will not move. Okay, speed drain, tool, new car, speed, drive. That means drive, car, drive. Okay, distance. And reduce the battery according to the battery drainage. Okay, that means that car, this, I will use for, I mean, for I equals 0, I is less than car, implement the drive function that updates the number of meters driven based on the car speed and reduce the battery drainage. Okay, is less than battery and that's all, because the I will update it inside, or maybe later I will put how many to update. No, okay, I will put I plus equals battery car, battery drain, and that means that the distance will be uploading. First of all, if battery drain is more than car battery, and return car. For I, that means that the car distance is equals or more than car speed. Now check if it works. Okay, fail at line 36. Battery drain. The B that starts from battery is a lowercase letter, and it create a racetrack. Drive the car. Okay, what's the problem? Drive the car with fully battery. Run test battery 100, drain 2, speed 5, distance you expected. Speed 5. Expected, the car can drive I forget to drain the battery. My bad. I prefer not I. For battery is more than battery is more equals than car battery drain. That means that the drives the car one time. One time. If there only is enough battery to drive one more time, the car will not move. I only need to move the car one time. Okay, I don't remember that instruction says that. Implement the drive function to update the number of meters driven by car on the speed and reduce the battery drainage. If there's no battery to drive one more time, the car will not move. Okay, if I pass a battery drain of 2, I need okay. Only one time. If car is more than car battery, that means that car the battery is less is minus equal car battery drain and the car distance is more equal car speed. And if it work, I think. Why it doesn't work? I pass. Why? But I put car battery is less or equal to battery drain at full battery. Car battery is less and equals battery drain 5, battery drain 2. This is a drive function. More or equals to battery drain, maybe more or equal. I think the more or equal is the answer, the correct answer. And okay, this one passes. If battery drain is less or equal, okay, yeah, I forget that. Yeah, and it works. And then we need to do the fourth task. To finish a race, a car has to be able to drive the race distance. This means not draining its battery before having crossed the finish line. Implement the can finish function that takes a car and a truck in some distance at its parameter and return true if the car can finish the race. Otherwise, return false. Assume that you are currently at the starting line of the race and start can engine of the car for the race. Take into account that the car's battery might not necessarily be fully charged when starting the race. This is like the last one, but for all the race. Okay, the finish to finish a race. Yeah, I think that I use this function and then load. You only need to verify is if can finish a race. I will use the drive function. I mean I think that it works for me. Battery drain, new car. Okay. If the speed is 5, battery drain is 2, and the car is full of battery, it will work. Okay. I need 2 distance for I equals 0, I is less or equals to track distance, and I is plus equals the car's speed. If drive car, if car distance is more or equal to track distance, return true, else return false. I think that this is a simple way to solve this exercise. Cannot finish track distance, car cannot finish. Okay, the cannot finish works, but the other two don't work. Okay, track expected true. That means that I return false. Okay, speed, battery, distance 20. Car. Car can finish a track distance used as the battery is drained. Car can finish a track distance with initial battery less than 100. Track distance. Okay, if you can pass the distance, you will be doing this forever, and that's an error. For I don't. I will put it another way. Drive car. No, this is not the correct way to do it. I need to do the for car if car. First of all, I need to verify if car battery rate is more or equals to car battery. If it is more or equal, okay, for turn false. For car the same thing. I think that it will be no difference. equals to, that means that I need to drive. I mean, this will be a very easy way to solve the problem if it was possible, but as you may notice, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Maybe it will work. That will be fun to. No, it doesn't. It's an infinite. No. Okay. If okay, that means that you need to. Oh yes. If is okay for I equals 0 and I is I don't understand very well the problem, and I'm kind of stuck here, to be honest. Sorry, but I'm kind of mad. So for what happens right now in my house, and I know very well for that, but that's not an excuse. I need to solve this problem. Car battery drain. Okay, that means that I need to run a car, calculate how the speed will be. Okay. For I equals 0, no. For battery drain is less than car battery drain is less or equals to car battery I need to car battery drive car but car returns with the car will be equals to drive car and that means that okay, this will save the information of the car every time, and if car distance is more or equals to track distance car has distance, okay, it return true, otherwise return false. I think that it will work. I mean, why it wouldn't work? On the fine time, car battery 45, battery drain. Yeah, that was a mistake that I had. When I made some projects, I use for struct an uppercase letter at the beginning of the variables, but all of the strokes that I can see here are in lowercase. Well, that will be some of the practice, not the rule. Maybe randomness. Okay, randomness about math random. Okay, and very useful very useful package to import. Roll the dice. Okay, math random. Yeah, I remember how to use a random here. Seed. Okay, I never seen seeds. Seeds, the number sequence generated by package math random are not truly random. Given us a specific seed value, the results are generated and are entirely deterministic. In goal 1.20 plus, the seed is automatically picked at random, so you will see a different sequence of random numbers each time you run your program. In prior versions of Go, the seed was 1 by default, so to get a different sequence for various rounds of the program, you had to manually seed the random number generation with the current time before retrieving any random numbers. Okay, a seed. Instructions. Elaine is working on a new children's game that features animals and magic wands. It is time to code function for rolling a die, generating random wand energy and shuffling a slice. Roll a dice. Implement roll a dice function. This will be traditional 20 side die numbers 1 to 20. Okay, roll a die, a number from 1 to 20. Okay, needs to return. First of all, we need to import math random. That's the package. And we need to return run. It's only run int to 20. The end is lowercase. That's my error. Okay, the error is a range from 0 to 0. What's the problem? Got 17, roll a die out of range 0. Wait, what? What the fuck? What is the problem? 17, roll a die out of range 0. And that's a problem. Run int n. N is a random number from 0 to 100. I don't get it. What's the problem? Random. Okay, we will read the instruction again. Function this with traditional 20-sided die with numbers from 1 to 20. And what's the problem? Suppose to from 1 to 20 plus 1. I think that will be the solution. From 1 to 20. And that worked. Okay. Implement the generate one energy function that one energy should be a random floating point number equals to greater than 0, and less than 12. That's the same thing to multiply by 12 maybe. Return run plot 64, no? 64 multiplied by 12. Undefined float 64. The float is uppercase and not lowercase. And it works. Okay, let's jump to the third one. Shuffle a slice. Okay, this will be interesting. The game features 8 different animals: ant, beaver, cat, dog, elephant, fox, giraffe, hedgehog. Write a function shuffle animals that returns a slide with 8 animals in random order. This is with shuffle. Shuffle. Okay. Return run shuffle length of the. I need to I need to write all those animals first. Okay. And animals string and beaver, cat, dog, elephant, horse, giraffe, and hedgehog. And I need to shuffle all those and shuffle length of animals from I what int shuffle the slide, put the elements into a random order. Okay, this is where you need to put a function inside a shuffle function. I mean, it will be better if you only passes the the array and returns you the array. I will search for a random shuffle size shuffle then function numbers and letters. This is weird. This is pretty weird to be fair. This is the weirdest way to shuffle an array, or in this case a slice. But okay, I j int x I animals j was to animals j animals I and return animals. I mean, it will work. I will never imagine that this is a way to how to shuffle an array, and it's the weirdest one I ever seen in a programming language. Maybe it's only me, but this is not a good way, or at least a friendly way to do this. Because okay, I do this right now, but I I know that I will forget it tomorrow. Okay, four loops. Fruit Loops. I like I like to eat Fruit Loops when I was a kid. Introduction, general syntax. Sorry, this is four. Ah, okay, okay, four. I use four a lot before, and now, right now, this is the time that I will learn it. Weird. Okay, four. The three components that it has in it: initialization, condition, and post. An example of a for loops instructions. You are a bird watcher that keeps tracks of how many birds have visited your garden. Usually you use a tally in notebook to count the birds, but to better work with your data, you digitalize the bird count for the past weeks. Determine the total number of birds that you counted so far. Let's start analyzing the data by getting a high-level view. Find out how many birds you counted in total since you start your logs. Implement function total bird counts that accepts a slice of int that contains the bird number count per day. It should return the total number of birds that you counted, okay? Uh, this will be okay. This total birds equals 0 for I equals 0, I is less than length of birds per day, and I is plus plus. Total birds plus equals bird bird birds per day I, and return total birds. What I have to return this and okay, that's my error. I will put a panic because I know that if you delete the panic, it will doesn't work the entire test. Total birds count 7 for I is less. Okay, okay. That was point and a comma and not only a comma. My error. Oh. Beards, beards per day. You're right. Okay, what else? Total beers. Please, no more typing errors. This looks different. Test 1, test 2, test 3. Calculate the number of beers in the first week. But how know if I pass the test 1, the task 1, total beer count, beers in week? It's weird. Okay, it doesn't work. The second and the third one, I assume. Calculate the number of visiting birds in a specific week. Now you got a general feel for your bird count numbers. You want to make a more fine-grained analysis. Implementing a function birds in week that accepts a slice of bird counts per day and a week number. It returns the total number of birds that you counted in that specific week. You can assume weeks are always tracked completely. Birds per week. mm, per day, week number 2, 7, 8, 9, 12. Okay. Bills per day, week, okay. Mm, for I equals 2, 1 multiplied by week minus 7, I is less than length, length of years per day, and I plus plus. Total years equals 0, and total years is more or equals 2 years per day, index number, and return to total years. This is only a one test that I remember, the fourth one. 3 tests fail. Okay, I put the week 1, that means that is runtime. Okay, 1 minus 1, which is 0. The week, second week, 1. What 40? 3, 5, 3, 8, 9, 13, 40. Okay, that was right. I is less than plus 6. And now test pass 4. How it appears more tests. Total beers in week. Calculate the number of beers for a week in the middle of the log. Okay. The only 1 week. First week, the only 1 week. Okay. That means week 2. Wanted 16, got set 80. Okay. Maybe 7. 40, I got 40, I got 26. Okay, if it's in the middle, you put the second week. That means that it will be 3, 4, 6, 7, 2, 3, 5, 7, 40, 50, 18. This 3, 6. Okay, and I put it in the middle. That's the second week. 1 multiplied by 2, 2 minus. Oh, okay. No, of course. Ah, that's a problem. That this only works for the first week of any exercise because it returns to 0. But if you need a second week, the third week, or others, you will need a 7 number, a number multiplied by 7, and always got the first one only. Ah, that's because here you got from here, I think 7, 10, 12, 30, 40, 60, 60. This, you're gonna take it because this, not because this. And I need, okay, I equals to multiply by week, the number of the week. Mm, we need number of the week. Okay, I equals 1 multiply the number of week. This is nothing. Man, why I do this? This is nothing. Week multiply by 7. It needs to be week minus 1 multiplied by 7, and then the same thing. 2 week minus 1 multiplied by 7 start date because this date I is equals to 7 start date, and I assume that this will work. 0 returns beard count beard fit. That's right, it works the second task, and we need the third one. You realize that all the time you were trying to keep track of the beards, there was a one beard that was hiding in a far corner of the garden. You figure out that this beard always spent every second day in your garden. You do know exactly where it was in between those days, but definitely not in your garden. Your beard watcher intuition also tells you that the beard was in your garden on the first day that you tracked in your list. Given this new information, write a function fix beard count log that takes a slice of beard counted per day as an argument and returns the slice after correcting the counting mistakes. Okay, fixing beards per day. Oh, I don't get it. What am I supposed to do? 2, 5, 1, 7, 5, 1. I need to only passes a number and it gives me more numbers every day they want. You realize the time you're trying to be was a beyond hiding, but you figure out you don't spend them. every second day in your garden, exactly where it was in between those days. Okay, the first day always. Okay. That will be for I equals 0 equals 1. Second one, it will be I is less and equals to length of the birds per day, and I plus plus. I will need a modulo. If I modulo by 2, which is equals to 0 birds per day, I minus 1 is equals 2 is more or equals to 1, and return birds per day. It will work. I mean, isn't that hard? It was more hard to understand the problem. Okay, one. The second day? No, 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 no. Minus 2. That was the correct answer. Yeah, and it works. And now I submit. Continue. Mark as complete. And we are going to function floating point numbers. First I want to go to float point numbers because you have no more problems here. And then in functions you use time and maps, and then I go to time and the maps use, I assume, a lot of things that uses in other, like range, type definition, methods, rooms. I never heard of that. And we're going floating point in numbers. Okay, a float numbers from 32 or 64 bytes. Yeah, I remember that. Calculate the instructions. In this exercise, you will be working in saving accounts. In each year, the balance of your savings account is updated based on the interest rate. The interest rate your bank gives you depends on the amount of money in your account, its balance. 230% of our balance less than $0 balance gets more negative. 0.5% for balance greater than or equals to $0 and less than $100. 1.621% for a balance greater than or equals to $1,000 and less to $5,000. 475% for a balance greater than or equals to $5,000. You have 4 tasks, each of will deal your balance and its interest rate. Calculate the interest rate. The function calculates the interest rate based on the specified balance. I will use for a helpful math package. Okay, you give me this one. If balance is more or equals to to 0, more 0, you return 0.5. Else if balance is more or equal less than $1,000 and balance is less to $5,000, return 621. Else if balance is more or equal to $5,000, return 2.475. Else return 0. Let's check if the first task is correct or not. Okay, sorry, I have a phone call. Wait a second. Sorry, I'm back. It was kind of long, a long call, but now I'm back. Was the problem rate on minimal negative balance, less than 0, 1, 3, 1. Interest rate was less than 0.0001, 1, 3. Oh, okay. I forget about. I know that this is important, and now it will work. And it works. Okay, let's jump to the second task. Calculate the interest. Implement the interest function. Calculate the interest based on the specific balance. If I passes 275, 270, that means that the interest is the half. Okay, implement the interest function to calculate the interest based on the specific balance. The total interest, that means that interest, no, return balance multiplied by interest rate of balance, and it should work. I think that it will work. Okay, the problem is valid mismatch type float 64 float. Okay, float 64. Okay, on a small balance. Code. Yeah, maybe float 32, and all of this needs to be float 64. And what's the problem is float 64. No, it's divided by the percentage 100%. Okay, the percentage float divided by 100. That's the rule of okay. Regla o tres simples. I don't know how to say it in English. Maybe rule of three, something like that. And the third one. Implement the annual balance update function to calculate the annual balance update, taking into account the interest rate. Or that means that it will. That's the only thing that I need to do is balance return balance plus interest balance. I need to sum the balance and the interest, and that's all. And it works. Okay, the last instruction. Implement the years before desired balance function to calculate the minimum number of years required to research the desired balance, taking into account that each year interest is added to the balance. This means that the balance after 1 year is start balance plus interest for start balance. The balance after the second year is balance after 1 year plus interest balance after 1 year, and so on until the current year balance is greater than or equal to the target balance. Target balance. Okay. Years for years for desired balance. I will need for I is equals to for balance is less to target balance, and I need to balance be equals to annual I is equals to 0. I plus annual balance update balance return years is equal to 0 and return years. And how it works, it will work. I think that it will work. Maybe that's an error, like from a one number. Okay, is already above target erase before desired balance for average start. Okay, that means that what 47? Why? What doesn't do anything? Okay, years plus. I forget that. And now it will work. Needs to work. And it works. I was right. Show me more concepts. And now I go to functions. I will check one thing before, that is this that I am that are blocked for me. And what is out of this? Exercises, exercise, locally, introduction. I mean, too fair, medium, total exercises, exercise complete, concept learned, concept masters. What's the difference of concepts learn and concepts master? Both are the same thing. Oh, trophy cabinet. Once you complete 20 exercises in Go, 15%. Award submitting multiple iteration in 20 exercises. Award once you complete a mentoring session in Go. 15 community solutions. I will not do that. Okay, I will leave that for later. I will check these exercises before because they are easy and I want to do it. Too fair, starting it. Introduction. In some English accent, when you say two for, quickly sounds too fair. 2 for 1 is a way of saying that if you buy one, you also get one for free. So the phrase too fair often implies a 2 for 1 offer. Imagine a bakery that has a holiday offer where you can buy 2 cookies for the price of one. 2 for 1. 2 for 1. You you take the offer and very generously decided to give the extra cookie to someone else in the queue. In the queue. Instructions. Your task is to determine what you will say as you give away the extra cookie. If you know that person's name, if they name Doyun, then you will say one for you, one for me. One it's only one thing that I need to return. Okay. I don't need that I need the package or formatting. If you the person's name, if you don't know the person's name, to copy to pass the test suite, then remove out the stock comments. They are here to finish. Okay. If name is not turn one for name, one for me. Otherwise, turn one for you, one for me. And that's all. Let's test. This was like a hello world exercise, to be honest. Nothing special. Mark as complete. Now I will go to this one. Raindrops. Okay, instruct Raindrops is a slightly more complex version of Fizz Buzz Challenge, a classic interview question. You task Your task is to convert a number into its corresponding raindrop sounds. If a given number is divisible by 3, add a plink to the result. If it's divisible by 5, add a plank. If the result is divisible by 7, add plonk to the result. If it's not divisible by 3, 5, or 7, the result should be the number as a string. 28 is divisible by 7, but not by 3 or 5, so that means it's plonk. 30 is divisible by 3 and 5, but not by 7, so the result will be plain blank. 34 is not divisible by 3, 5, or 7, so the result should be 34. Sound will be this. If number is divisible by is divided by 3 and result the modulo is 0, sound knows clean. If number modulo by 5, if number divided by 5, the modulo is 0, then you sound added to clang. And if number divided by 7, the modulo is equals to 0, sound we added a long. If number divided by if sound equals to, that means that nothing's added to the sound, return string, I don't know, I mean strings, string com, itoa, and number, sound. The string conversion, itoa, where string, I need to, I will need the maybe import a package, import string com, yes, and that works. I need to refresh this page. I'm of 11.3%. Okay, instruction. The collapse conjecture or 3x plus 1 problem can be summarized as follows. Take any positive integer n. If n is even, divide by 2 to get n divided by 2. If it's odd, multiply n by 3 and add 1 to get 3n plus 1. Repeat the process. Finally, the conjecture states that no matter which number you start with, you will always reach 1 eventually. Give the number n, return the number steps required to 1. Starting with 12, example started with 12, the steps will be as follows: 12, 6, 3, if odd, multiply 3 plus 3, 9 plus 1, 10, 10 divided by 2, 5, 5 divided by multiplied by 3 plus 1, 16, 16, 8, 4, 2, and then 1, resulting 9 steps to the book. Okay, that means that if n is divided by 2 plus 0, then you need to n divided by 2. for n is not equals to 1, else if n divided by 2 is equals to 0, equals to n multiplied by 3 plus 1, and then we return n, and there is no middle, maybe. Well, what is an error? Why is an error there? I don't get it. Why is it took so long? Your test right now. Timeout does mean that were an issue and infrastructure, but more likely it suggests that your code is running slowly. Is there an infinite loop or something similar? Okay. Divided by 2. While n is equals 1. Where is the problem? I don't get it. If the number is 10, 12, while number is not equals 1, 12 divided by 2 equals 6, and then no, 6 divided by 2, 3, 3, 10, 10, 5. Where's, I will do import format print line the results. Okay. If n divided by 2 is equals to 0, the modulo maybe this. It was that. Okay, the 3. Oh, okay, okay. No, it wasn't that. Oh, yes, it is. No, where's the problem? I don't get it. If n, but I use n. If n is not equals to 1 or n divided by n equals n divided by 2. N equals n multiplied by 3 plus 1. And then if n is even, divided by 2, n by 2 to get n divided by 2. If it's odd, multiply it. Maybe this. Where's the problem? I don't get it. Divided by for n not equals to 1. Okay. But sometimes it needs to be a n equals to 1. N divided by 2. The modulo is equals to 0. Okay, I will okay. That's not a while. 0 I plus plus x equals 0 steps plus plus return steps nil. Maybe this will work. Frankly, maybe if the number is, I don't get it. What's the problem? Import errors. If n is less than 1, return 0 and errors new Maybe this. If it's this, I will be mad. Why? What the fuck? You don't tell me that you can pass a negative number or zero. This doesn't make sense. My logic was right all the time. But okay, I will use that as an example for the new things that I will I will find things that didn't say me, but maybe it will happen. The introduction, the way we measure time is kind of messed. Okay, I will leave it there. I will not. I don't want to continue with this. It was funny, some funny exercises. I like doing these exercises. I will try to do these exercises and then do the lead code exercises. I will build some code and infrastructure for a microservice in an application that I am doing that I am thinking about that because I want to build something for an example that the things that I am capable to do, and I want to complete all these exercises. Maybe I will do the project outside the streams because I need more concentration thinking, and this is and the way I talk to all of you isn't very helpful to concentrate. But for these small things like solving exercises, I prefer doing live streams. So with nothing more to say, I will say goodbye. I know that two things happens in this stream. First my roof, and then the call. My father's called me, by the way, and that's all. I will continue reading these books. A great book, by the way. I like it. I am like the page 45 right now. Uh, there are how many? 200, 230 pages, and that's all.